Well, ladies and gentlemen, non-road user again, back at this delightful little park, first time this year, and it's now 4 years this month since non-road user has smoked any tobacco. So another little anniversary there for non-road user. I've been puffing away on my electronic cigarettes for the past 4 years. Absolutely marvellous. Now then, some of you might remember, I think it was last year, but don't quote me on it, I made a video on this very seat in this very park, and it was something about BBC TV licensing hounds the recently bereaved, and I'll try and dig it out and put it up in one of them little end screen boxes that you see on some of my other YouTube videos, and I'll shove it up over there or I don't know yet. I'm not really sat in the best position, am I? I'm kind of centre screen. I should have sat more to the left or the right. Anyway, never mind. So, not content with hounding the recently bereaved, now the 2-Bit Broadcasting Corporation, as that's what I call them, and the reason, people ask me, why do you call the BBC the 2-Bit Broadcasting Corporation? Well, the reason is because, in my opinion, any broadcaster that can only survive by sending threatening letters out virtually every month and sending the boys round to people's doors to try and intimidate them into buying a product that they probably don't need legally, is 2-bit. They're a nickel and dime outfit. So anyway, that's just my opinion. Now then, onto this subject proper. Now, as I say, not content with hounding the recently bereaved, BBC TV licensing have now moved on to threatening blind people. Can you believe that? So I was watching, or looking at rather, TV licensing blog the other day, and I was itching to make this video, but I just couldn't get out. I had things to do. So here we go. TV licensing continues to send threatening letters to a blind Carlisle man, despite having been told numerous times about his medical inability to watch TV programmes. It's an all too familiar story. Despite the denials and insincere apologies that TV licensing will invariably now offer, Mr. Mills, 26, has been blind from birth and has no interest in TV programmes and doesn't even have a TV set. Despite having gone out of his way to explain his unique personal circumstances to TV licensing, the BBC heavy-handed revenue generation bullies continue to send him threatening letters on a monthly basis. It's borderline harassment really, Chris said. If they're going to come and investigate, then actually do it, rather than just threatening me with something that never happens. It's really horrible. My flat has a buzzer entry, and it's now got to the point whenever anyone presses the buzzer, or if I hear a van going past either late at night or early hours of the morning, I immediately start to panic. Don't panic, Chris, because it's all BS and bullshit. Chris goes on to explain how TV licensing threatograms started to arrive shortly after he moved into his flat a year ago. Despite being under no legal obligation to assist TV licensing, he got in touch in an effort to set the record straight and stem the tide of noxious correspondence. TV licensing arrogantly demanded evidence of Chris's disability, so he dutifully provided medical records. I've been on the phone to them loads of times and they are always quite understanding, but then they still keep sending the letters through. I have been contacting them repeatedly and the threatening letters keep coming through my letterbox. Just throw them in the bin, Chris. They're not worth the paper they're written on. I feel like I'm going round and round in a vicious circle. I don't feel like there will ever be an end. It just goes on and on. I feel really intimidated and scared in my own flat because of these constant threats. Nobody should ever be made to feel like that. The more letters I get, the worse it makes me feel. You just want these annoying letters to stop, and for them to stop bullying people. I wish they would just leave me alone. Sadly, Chris's story is far from an isolated case. Despite TV licensing's pretense to the contrary, TV licensing knows full well Chris's situation. Yet, it repeatedly sends threatening letters that cause him to live in fear in his own home. There is no better illustration of TV licensing despicable modus operandi. TV licensing offered the following insincere apology. We are sorry that Mr. Mills has received letters designed for unlicensed addresses in error. We are investigating the reason for this and will be contacting Mr. Mills personally to offer our apologies for any concern caused. Well, TV licensing, I sincerely hope that your investigation into why Mr. Mills is receiving threatening letters is more productive than your fruitless investigation on why he doesn't have a BBC TV licensing. And this is just absolutely typical of BBC TV licensing, ladies and gentlemen, right? They assume that because someone doesn't have a TV license, that they are in some way breaking the law or evading the license fee, when we all know, ladies and gentlemen, that there are perfectly legal ways to watch television programs in the United Kingdom, okay? You can watch on-demand catch-up services via ITV Hub, 4OD, Demand 5, Netflix, Amazon Prime's streaming service, etc, etc. Oh, and you can also watch DVDs or pre-recorded VHS tapes or something like that, right? So, I mean, you know, none of those that I've just outlined require anybody to purchase a BBC TV licence, okay? And TV licensing, when they send the boys round, will probably start off by asking, do you watch television programmes, okay? Which in itself is a bit of a trick question, because if they knocked on my door and asked me that question, then I would quite legally be able to say, yes, I do, right? Now, TV licensing's goons, as we call them, you know, when they send the boys round, right, will take that to mean that I or other people are watching TV as it's broadcast, or BBC iPlayer, right, which does require a licence, okay? But the fact that if you're not, right, they will twist that round, because don't forget, for every person they can stitch up, they receive commission of £20. So it's in their interests to do it, right? They have financial gain from doing that, which again is all wrong, in my opinion, okay? But that's the way it is. And I've said before, the best way to deal with these people, right, because they can be quite devious, right? A goon will knock on your door and he'll say, "Are you the occupier, sir?" Right, or madam, right? And most people, because, you know, most people are programmed to comply with questions, right, would say, "Yes," right? And then the goon's going, "Oh, I'm in for 20 quid here, lads," right? But what people have got to do is condition themselves, as I have, right? Anybody knocks on my door, I don't care who it is. If they're not going to become upfront at me opening the door and say, "Oh, hi, I'm from, you know, Akeem Double Glazing or whoever," right? If they're not going to introduce themselves and they're going to stand there asking me if I'm the occupier, then my next question is, "Who are you?" Right? And if they're being evasive and they won't answer the question, my next port of call is door shut, locked, and go back in and do whatever I've been doing, right? Make a cup of tea or coffee, right? They have no power to, you know, what they want is people to let themselves be tripped up by trick questions. Anyway, that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. I'll put a little box up somewhere over there, and to this other video about the mountain, the recently bereaved. I'll also probably put me body cam footage up as well, so you can see what I see when I'm making these videos. So obviously link to TV licensing blog story as well down in the description below. And that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks for watching, take care, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.